Are you tired of Alice in Wonderland inspired prints? Do you dread seeing more playing cards and tea parties printed onto fabric? Then today's video is going to be very hard for you. Hello everyone, I'm Lucy, your ghostly guide through all things Disney. We're back with another Disney and Lolita fashion video, this time featuring the brands Baby, the Stars Shine Bright, and Alice and the Pirates. I'm going to be ranking my favorites again, but instead of doing a more history-oriented video, this is just going to be a basic overview of some of the collabs. This video was pretty hard to research for, to be honest. There wasn't a lot of information on the library, and so a lot of these don't even have dates associated with them. And in some cases, we had to do days of digging into the internet just to figure out how many colors a collection had. So I'll put in my disclaimer now. I honestly think there are some collections we missed, and if we did, please let us know in the comments. For a very brief overview of Lolita fashion, it's a fashion subculture from Japan that has distinct markers such as skirt shape, Victorian influences, and lace that would have cost an arm and a leg back in the olden times. It's not supposed to be sexual, and the name came from a fashion magazine, and the connotations of the term Lolita weren't globally known at the time. It's got nothing to do with the book. Today's brands are Baby, the Stars Shine Bright, and Alice and the Pirates. Baby was founded in 1988 in Tokyo, Japan by husband and wife Akinori Isobe and Fumio. Alice and the Pirates was later established in 2004. They have many stores in Japan, 2 in the US, and 1 in France. So like I mentioned before, we weren't able to find dates for a lot of these collections. Instead of going through this chronologically, we're going to be going by source material. Let's start with the movie that has the most collections based on it. You guessed it, it's Alice in Wonderland with a whopping 5 collections. That I know of at least. The Disney Alice in Wonderland episode of the Tea Party collab released in 2012. Remember from my Angelic Pretty video how I mentioned one of their Alice collections was a part of the celebrations of Walt Disney's 112th anniversary? Episode of the Tea Party was also released to celebrate that. These clothes came in 5 different colorways, but instead of calling them by the colors, they named the color choices after Alice characters. Ivory was called March Hare, pink was Cheshire Cat, Sax Blue was Alice, red was Queen of Hearts, and black was Mad Hatter. That's my favorite detail of this collection, to be honest. I absolutely love the theme naming. Curious Garden had the same cutesy naming, and as far as I could tell, it was only available in pink or blue. The Disney Alice in Wonderland collection, released in 2015, was very cutesy and available in loads and loads and loads of colors and styles. And now that we're in 2015, there were 2 other Alice collections released that year because why not? The Disney Alice collection was available in several colors but lacked cutesy naming. Again, it all went downhill from episode of the Tea Party. I'm joking. I'm joking. The last Alice collaboration of 2015 was Alice Red and Black, aka the skirt that always seems to be on Lace Market. I'm so sorry. This collection had the cutest cape with bunny ears in addition to the JSK blouse, and of course the infamous skirt that I mentioned a moment ago. And also, it had a similar print to the Disney Alice in Wonderland collection, if not the same print. Although from what I can tell, I think they're supposed to be 2 entirely separate collections, just with near identical prints. So now that we're out of Wonderland and we've said farewell to Alice, let's say hello to Cinderella, who's inspired 3 baby collections. So these first 2 collections are probably the most unique that I've come across while researching brands in Disney. In 2013, Disney and Baby released the massive Cinderella collaboration, and there was a lot to pick from. There was a Disney Store exclusive dress that came in only 1 color and style. However, if you went to a Baby the Stars Shine Bright store, they had OPs and JSK with the same print as the Disney Store exclusive, but the dresses were different and also came in different colors. Now, the collection that was in the Baby stores, no, not that kind of baby, had an accompanying series called The Magic That Ends at Midnight. So you may be asking, what is an accompanying series? Well, I looked it up and I couldn't find anything. My assumption in this case is that an accompanying series is a bunch of accessories or clothes that correspond to the collab collection, but the things in the accompanying series aren't technically a part of the collab. I'm assuming this because these accompanying series are often mentioned in the same announcement as the collab. There's also the fact that on Baby's official US blog, they make a point that you couldn't buy anything from the Cinderella collection if you lived outside of Japan because of licensing issues. But overseas Lolitas could buy things from the Magic collection, so I would assume since they're available for sale overseas, they weren't commissioned by Disney. So yeah, that was a very big collection, a big boy, as my assistant would call it. But anyway, a third, or second, I guess it depends on how you view it, collab came and it was creatively named Disney Cinderella 2. This OP in JSK came in 3 colorways, and it was not nearly as confusing as the massive 2013 collab, or collabs. The next collab on our list is not Cinderella, but another classic Disney princess, Snow White. The 2014 collection, called Disney Snow White, had an OP, 2 JSKs, and a skirt. These were all available in blue, white, pink, and black. I've also gotten conflicting reports on whether this is a baby or an Alice in the Pirates piece, but I'm fairly certain it's baby because most people are calling it that, and I've only seen one source label it as Alice in the Pirates. But just a heads up. This was also apparently a part of the Disney Girls Project La Forêt, which if you'll recall, Angelic Pretty also took part in. And like the 2013 Cinderella collab, this collab also had an accompanying series called A Piece of the Red Marchen. And like before, the Snow White collection was not available for sale outside of Japan, but Red Marchen was. Although, technically all of these collabs weren't available outside of Japan except for the accompanying series, but you know what I mean. And rounding things up on our list is a very special Disney Store exclusive collection, Disney Beauty and the Beast. This series had an OP, skirt, and barrette. While Baby the Stars Shine Bright has had a lot of collabs, Alice and the Pirates hasn't, which is part of the reason I'm putting them into this video. The other reason being their sister brands, so I might as well discuss them at the same time. And I'm sorry, but we're going back to Alice in Wonderland. I know, I'm suffering too. Pirates Disney Alice is a collection that frankly, I'm not 100% sure what the name is. The collection is all referred to by what type it is, like Pirates Skirt Disney Alice, so we're going to call it Pirates Disney Alice. Someone please tell me what the name really is. This was released in 2012 for, you guessed it, the 112th anniversary of Walt Disney. Honestly, it makes me wonder if Disney Japan just went to every Lolita brand ever and asked for an Alice collaboration, just for Walt's birthday, but whatever. I guess it's a win if you're a hardcore Alice fan. Anyway, this collection was a JSK and skirt. It was available in off-white, ivory, navy, and black. The second collab was released in 2013 and, again, not entirely sure what the name is, but Low Library calls it the Alice and the Pirates by Disney Alice, so we're just gonna go with that? Yeah? These were Disney Store exclusives, and as far as I've seen, it was only a skirt, some tights, and handbags. Another collab happened in 2014, and it was Maleficent, based on the antagonist of Sleeping Beauty. So the exciting thing about this was not only that it was based off of a villain, but this series had several JSKs that were slightly different styles and 2 colorways, blue and purple. There is one more collab that I haven't found a date or any info on it besides a page from Wonderland and Lace Market. The Lace Market page is calling this OP the Red Queen OP, and really, that's all the info I could find on it. Wonderland just confirmed the name and that it was a Disney collab. Now it's time for ranking. We're going to be doing this super differently from the last time because honestly, it was super hard to rank dresses in tier format. So instead I'll just be giving scores out of 10. 1 is bad and I never buy it, 5 is so-so and I'd be on the fence about buying it, and 10 is it's getting added to the dream dress list. I'll be ranking Baby and Alice and the Pirates together, but I'm not including any accompanying series because I'm assuming they technically aren't Disney. So let's get into it by starting with all of the Alice collabs. Episode The Tea Party is a 5 out of 10. I like that it has a lot of colorways and I think the JSK is a cute style. The print itself is cute enough, although I do think it's been on the plain side for me. But overall, it's one that I don't necessarily know if I'd buy it or not. It's cute, but at the same time it's not screaming my name, you know? Curious Garden is 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this print, and the colors are just so pretty. I really like this collection and I'd buy that JSK if I had the chance. I literally love everything about this JSK. Baby's Disney Alice is a 9 out of 10. I like that it comes in a lot of colors, and I'm honestly in love with the pink colorway. The print itself is okay to me. It's one of those that I think it looks better in certain colors, and I just really love how it looks in pink. I really love the variety in this collection, and I would die for that square yoke OP. I just love it. Pirates Disney Alice is a 5 out of 10. Again, I like the print, but this is a little plain for my tastes. It just doesn't speak to me. Alice Red and Black is kind of hard to rank, but I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I don't like the colorway it's in with that print, but I love the cape and I love the blouse. I feel like I see that skirt on Lace Market all the time, so in all honesty, I don't know if it's the same person trying to sell it, or if it's different people and there's something about the skirt, but overall, I would get the blouse if it fit me and it was available. The cape for sure I'd get, but the skirt is passable for me. The Red Queen is an 8 out of 10. I love the print and the dress cut is really cute. My assistant had a dress very similar to this one when they were in high school and I really loved it. So this dress also has something of a nostalgia factor for me. I will say, although I'm not a huge fan of the white trim on it, I still like the dress. Alice in Wonderland is a 4 out of 10. I like the colors and the overall dress cut, but I don't like the print, and I think the bow placement on the hem is a little unusual. If it was a different print, that would bump it up a few points, but this is what we're working with. The Alice and the Pirates by Disney collab is a 2 out of 10. I really don't like this collection. Brown isn't my color and I don't care for the print at all. I honestly just really don't like this print at all. I'm not a fan of anything in this collection, to be completely honest. Yeah. Disney Beauty and the Beast earns a 9 out of 10 for me. I absolutely love the OP. I'm not normally a huge fan of yellow, but I just love the colors on these clothes. The OP is so beautiful and the dress style is gorgeous. I'm just so in love with this collection. My only gripe is that I don't like the text, and that's why it's not a full 10 out of 10. The Disney Cinderella store exclusive OP is a solid 8 out of 10. I love the print and the style choices from the panel in the front and the shiny gold trim. I like the colors, but I'm not super into that shade of mint with the gold. It's just not as pretty as I think it could be, and it's not at its full potential. The non-exclusive Disney Cinderella collection is a 9 out of 10. I prefer this OP style over the exclusive one. I just think this is so pretty, and I love all of the trim choices and the changes. Cinderella 2 is a 5 out of 10. The print is okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I like all the dress styles, and I like the trim and the other fabrics on all of them, but to be honest, the print is just not my favorite. Disney Snow White is a 7 out of 10. Again, the print is sort of for me, but I love the dress style of the OP in the white colorway. I just love it a lot. I think that it's the prettiest dress in this collection. I'm not a huge fan of the other colors, and like I said before, I think this print is one that looks better in certain colors than others. If I had the chance to get that white OP, I would. Either the white JSKs would make me really stop to think about it, but anything else I would probably pass up. Maleficent is a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this print and the colors. The corset JSK is just amazing, phenomenal, stupendous. I love this dress so much, and honestly, I like all of them and would buy any of them, but the corset one is my absolute favorite. So that's an overview of Baby the Stars Shine Bright, Alice and the Pirates, and Disney, as well as my rankings of the dresses. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you guys like this ranking system as much as the tier 1, although who knows? Maybe I'll change it up again if I do another Lolita and Disney video, which I don't know if I do. I mean, this video was honestly a nightmare to research, and I think both me and my assistant need a break before we try doing this again. If you have any information you would like to add about these collabs, or if there's any corrections, feel free to put them in the comments and I'll start a corrections corner in the description box. Also, feel free to tell me what collections you love and hate, whether it's in the comments or on my social media, either is fine. You can find all our social media in the description box. Thank you for watching! Bye bye!